Alright, we've got bees in the soffit here, and typically we see them in this big space underneath. The heat signature, however, shows that I don't see any heat in this section, so I checked from underneath. Also checked from on top. Where I'm seeing the heat is in the upper soffit. Now, the thing is, it's shaded by a tree above during the summer, so this section never gets too hot, so it's an optimal spot. It's okay for them. So the heat goes up to about the top edge of where you see the staining from squirrel oils on their bodies and stuff. So I'll be going up another 1.5 feet because bees like to run into dark spots. So I'm going to open it up a little wide, and then I've got marked on the boards where I'm going to cut. Alright, we've got the initial piece of trim off. So if we look down here, we can see bees clustered up underneath. I'm going to grab my flashlight and look farther down, see what I can see. It looks like a shingle though. Yeah, it's a dark shingle. So I do think that they are just in this top section. So they're going to be in this first rafter space. So it may go over 16 inches or whatever to the first rafter. But let's go ahead and get this cut open, and for the soffit board itself. Alright, we've got the soffit board cut and pried down. It only took a moment. Let's let our color adjust here. Brightness. I'll put my hand here to block the sunlight or the reflection from the sun. Yeah. Anyway, we've got bees here. I don't know how far back they go because the roof is on battens. So I need to get my flashlight and look up in there as I remove bees and see what comb is off to the right. And we'll adjust accordingly. So I may wind up going in through the soffit on the other side. We'll see. To get the rest of it. Alright, I've got all the comb cut out, and some of the bees are running to hide. So what I've done is let me see if my flashlight can help here. We've got a little trick of the trade, and that is to let oh, look who's here too. Anyway, one trick of the trade is to leave a piece of comb that has eggs and larvae on it. And so the bees that are hiding, if you give them time, they're going to come back out and cover that comb to tend to the eggs and larvae. So I've got one piece left. I've got it set up in here. We're going to let the bees come and cover it, and I'm vacuuming very slowly. I'll come back in 10 or 15 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm getting ready to put the house back together, but not until I get these bees out of here. And using that comb as a lure is just a great tool to use nature for our purpose in taking them out of the home. All right. We'll let them wait a while, and I'll vacuum some more off the comb. Go from there. Alright guys, I've got the space filled with insulation. I did use some Fisher's Bee Quick to run the bees out. I got all the comb, but the bees had run to another joist space. So what I did was I left a piece of comb in there originally, and got a lot of the bees that would come and land on that comb, but not all of them did. So I sprayed some Fisher's Bee Quick behind where the bees were to force them out their normal entrance. You don't spray it at their entrance. You spray it behind them so it pushes them out their normal entrance. You close things up, you vacuum the bees. This space is all full of insulation now, so even if bees can smell the old home and be able to get in, they can't build anything here. Are there 100 other places they can get in? Yeah, absolutely. but this space has been filled so it can't be occupied by bees again. So once we got it filled, I caulked the seams so that it's not visible from the ground. I did use a white caulk this time. Usually I use clear, but this time I've got white caulk on the truck, so that's what I used. And many times, so when this cures, you shouldn't be able to see this seam very well from the ground. There's a seam there, but and sometimes I will use a piece of trim, a 1/4 inch trim that's like, or 3/4 inch wide by like 1/4 inch thick. Just cut it to size and staple it in place. That will cover those, make it look real nice. But then it's got to be painted. So on this one from the ground you can't really see it. We're right up on it, so you can see it here, but from the ground you can't. All right, well, there's going to be a few residual foragers coming back. I've got my vacuum here. I'm going to sit here just a few minutes and get the ones that I can, and then we'll head on out of here.